blessing, that time and the effort I rest. The brothers give me the chance, the promise of death. The work with my life without again.
A lyrical health.
Master.
Play Paris, who make on you, I can't Sktv venue. Say my chutney, Tina can I say my yamo. And he's a no money, and more I know. And he love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I don't get it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bringing good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to serve. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside River G to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
And in the Sktv, it is the best in Liberia. Sktv, it is the best in Africa. Sktv, it is the best around the world. Because why? We bring you all of the happening. We bring you all these things that people are afraid to talk about. You know, there are information that you need to talk about. Tell the people exactly what happening. Whether they will, you know, whether they will like it or not. Because sometimes people want to hear all of the praises, praise and worship, you know. Yeah, something they call praise and worship. You know, we always like for people to praise us. We're not like to hear any negative thing about our life. That's why some of us we found ourselves into some of the how you may call it, these singing praises churches, you know. Yeah, places where you will go. If they won't hear that, hey man, you know, everything will be good in your life, you know. So that's why. But this show is it's a different show, you know. That's why I always telling some of you out there that it's not your kind of show that you will like. I know sometimes it pain you, you know, it goes straight into your heart. Yeah, you feel, sometimes you feel that, what happened? Every time the guys want to tell us all of this happening, especially those things that are affecting our people, making life unbearable for our people. You know, so that's why we come here to educate our people, inform our people, you know, to tell them what their leaders are doing to them. You know, the kind of leaders they have, you know, because if you don't know the leader you have, then you will be swimming into what we call the poverty. So, folks, good evening. What a way to say the pleasant good evening. I think this Monday, let me check my calendar, but I think this Monday may likely be the last Monday in the month of June. Okay, no, I think this Monday will be second to the last Monday. So that means the month of June will be ending on a Monday. Wow. Good evening, though. Let's share the show. We've been having some technical problems a few times with our network, but I think we did some cleaning up and so forth. So I think those of you who were kicked out, you know, every time when people try coming on to watch, and you know, the system or the what we call a virus, so far we kicked some people out. So because of that, we've been facing some technical glitches. But it's good. It's good to be back. This thing happened. Even you, Himo, you get sick. So if you don't know that you get sick, you can get sick and this thing happen in your life, you go for medication. So that likewise to these equipments that we use, also too, they have virus and they have some things, going into their system. But again, let's share the show, people. Monk will be here very soon. Uh, Brother Ali will be here very soon with us, and the rest of the team, the other guys from Nimba County, they will also be here with us, and so that we all can talk to you, our people, and bring you all of the happy. Those of you that are always relaying this show, let me say thank you to all of you. Thank you so much. Even though sometimes you relay unknown to us, don't do that. Let us know so that at least we can appreciate your effort. It's not easy, to get the uh, information across to our people, because most of our people, they believe in the show too. Let me be frank. Oh God, anytime you are doing things, don't mind the noise in the market. And because some of the noise are all distractions, some of the noise that making people not to buy good. So that's why it's not good to mind the noise. People call us on a daily basis and say, "Oh yeah, we enjoy the show, we like the show because the show talk the truth, the show speak truth to power," and that's just the fact. So all of our old folks, the younger one, all of you, some of you follow the show. That man, some of many who think that they want us to bring party politics. So when we're not thinking their God are be or their demon God, then they get angry. No, we won't do that here. The the reason why we are here is to talk about things affecting our country. Because see the younger one. Today, two major cases today that I even came across before I record a few of our people. I think 1 year old little child that was burned, I don't know by fire or by hot water or by oil. I saw that today. I felt so bad, and I said, I think in myself that because of the recklessness of us parents, sometimes the children go through things that they're not supposed to go through. Because the way we behave, sometimes our children suffer. Child go to school, no food. I went on one other campus. Let me tell you. God. I went on the campus, let me tell some of you, right, what I saw there one time. I saw, in the they call the, I don't know, is the nursery class or the kindergarten and so forth, right? I saw the other children were eating, and I guess that they were eating their lunch that their parents may prepare for them, while the other children, were bending their head down, spotting those ones that were eating. At first I passed, I came back. I watched the entire process to see as to what's going to happen there for almost 5 minutes. Whenever the children wake up, when they look at their, their peer eating, and they're not eating, I said, but even for God's sake, man, even the school said at least, you should be able to have some, or some of these spare teachers down there, so that sometimes when the other parents bring food for their children, I know it's difficult. Some of us parents will complain that don't get my food or nobody, that my child food there, this and that. I agree to that. I know some of us how we behave. That's the, so but to see another child set inside your child, eating, and your child and that child is not eating, fold their hand, feeling terrible, feeling bad. Look, I don't know, but again, that's the life with us. So people, good evening. Let me welcome Brother Ali already. Yeah, please, let's share the show, people. Yeah, so many things to talk about today. Aisha, today is Monday. We have so many things on our plate, and with the issue of the awesome attack on the Capitol Hill that's still parading around and so forth. But let me welcome my brother Ali. Good evening, my dear brother, and welcome to the Monday edition of the Sktv show.
Mayborn, good afternoon from my end, and good afternoon, Mama Labria, to our listening audience and followers. This is Ali Masale from Baltimore, Maryland. Glad to be here this afternoon on the Monday edition. How's Mama Labria? How's the family doing?
Well, my brother, we are great. Thank God for life, Aisha. We are always going good, even in the midst of all of the happening. We are good to go. And Mama Liberia, it's peaceful. It's just that the rain keep falling back to back, but we are good. And at the end, with the U.S., I've been following all of the happening, Donald Trump and so forth, with all of the war news and so. Then I said, people are not putting, in fact, differentiating the U.S. flag from our Liberia flag. But what kind of people are we? What kind of people are we? People are differentiating the flag that they are not telling Iran that, oh, Iran will bake you. There's a Liberia flag, there's a U.S. flag. What?
you know, Facebook can take away your stress when you go there, you see some of these things. Yes. But it is why it is. As I said, for me, I don't support war. I don't support Israel. I don't support Iran. I only support peace. But for the strike that went on Iran nuclear site, I mean 100% support of that. This thing said 1979. The whole time of Iran threatening the Middle East about nuclear weapon. I think this strike is something, if Iran ready for peace in the Middle East, or this is something that will bring about peace now in the Middle East. Yes, even though I'm not on any side, but at least this is a warning that they need to try to come down so we can get peace in the Middle East. But I don't support any side. As I said, we experienced war for 14 years. I know how war is. So we only want peace in the Middle East, and I think they should serve as a warning to them so everybody can put down their weapons, and so we can come to a conclusion to get peace in the Middle East.
And thank you, my dear brother. For me, I just like the way, in fact, that you put it. Myself, in fact, I've been thinking that way. The same thing you just said. That's the same way for me. I've been thinking. But let me ask you this question. Iran been denying this thing about nuclear weapon and so forth back to back, right? Or nuclear plant and so forth. And this thing been around for almost 33 years. From the Israel Prime Minister, that indeed Iran is building a nuclear plant or a nuclear weapon. And people keep saying, no, it's not true. So what say you in the midst of all this that indeed surely show that this is what in fact they've been doing for a very long time?
For me, this whole thing, like people are saying, that's the same thing America accused Saddam Hussein of chemical and biological weapon. At the end of the day, it was false. So this is the same thing on Iran. But actually, those people, I don't think this is a false allegation on them. I'm 100% sure that those people, they have some nuclear weapon that they've been building over there, and they have them in their stockpile. So if America is lying, we will know from the strike that went on. We will see Iran. If America is lying, I think this is time they will say, oh yes, we don't have it. And then if they have it, they have. But man, this thing is not any kind of big thing to say, oh, we have it or we don't have it. Even America, other countries around the world, they had their nuclear plant, but they are not threatening other countries to say, because I have it, I will do this, or I don't want Liberia to exist because Sierra Leone or Ghana they have like nuclear weapon. Oh, you see, but war is just in the Middle East. And as you said, more than 30 years, Iran, we know them when it comes to terrorists and all of these things, they're the one banging most of these things. So for me, I just want it should just come to us hot right now. Whatsoever they're trying to put up nuclear weapon, trying to attack all of our American allies, it's just going to escalate more because, as President Trump said, they have more targets. But right now, it is time for them to come to a negotiation table to dialogue and bring peace within the Middle East. But if Iran just say they will go after American citizens or any of their allies, or they are going to attack as well. So to avoid all of these things, Iran, just put down your weapon and let's settle the war in the Middle East one and for all. Yes, but I'm very sure America, these people, they won't just go over there and without them doing all that due diligence. We know these people, we hear, we know how they can act. Anything they say, most of it is 85% truth. Yes.
Well, thank you, Aliu. Mr. Kane just joining us, and he will come on. But let me just say this quickly before Mr. Kane comes that some of us at Team P, look, let's be frank, like Brother Ali just stated. I don't understand what's really going on in the Middle East times without numbers. That people will keep fighting What the citizens are dying, they don't care. All they want is power. Who will control this and who will control the other side? Who will control the entire Middle East? I think all of these things are waste of time. That you just say them and there, because mind you, if this continue, I'm also hearing about this issue of the oil price going up just because of all of these things. And when this continue, the entire world may likely suffer for all of these things. So I think US too, they should handle this with care, with all of the taxes that they are putting together. I understand because they are world superpower and they don't want to sit down and allow maybe someone else, to be threatening the war and so forth. But again, all these things should be put into place so that our people can live in a peaceful society. Because every time, if it's not terrorist, that the other group of things happening. If that's not happening in the Middle East, there always tensions. So I hope and pray that after this, maybe war or so forth, when they're having dialogue, that dialogue should go forever. That at least our people on our side, they will be able to live in peace. Mr. Carter, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Mabel. It has been a minute. I want to say thank you to you and Aliu and the entire team for keeping the Sktv going. And it's good to be back. I'm not going to be here for a very long time. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be here because I'm working. However, it's always good to be here. Followers, for keeping Sktv going. Yeah, it's good to be here. I've been listening to you guys talking about the current issues going on in the Middle East and the involvement of the United States. These are big topics, and people have the right to offer their opinions on issues. But for me, I believe there is no winner in a war. I'm always against war. If you look at the pool here in the United States, more than half of the United States citizens, they don't want war. More than half of the citizens here, more than 60%, 65%, they don't want war. Even Donald Trump himself, some of his party leadership, some of the people in Congress, they don't want war. And people are even saying that the involvement of the United States was illegal to some extent because the Constitution of the United States, it is Congress that declare war, just as it is with Liberia. It's Congress that must approve declaration of war. But they are saying that this is not a war, this is just a mission that they undertook. But sometimes you that are planning, you know your plan, you know your objective, you know your mission. But you don't know the reaction of the next person that you're going to go fight. So in a very, been a very long time, if not the first time in recent history, to see Iran attacking United States, base outside of Iraq. They used to fight in Iraq. They used to do a lot of things because Iraq was a battleground. And if you remember, when Iranian commander Soleimani was killed, Iran launched an attack on the base, a U.S. base in Iraq. That was not fun. At the time when it happened, they downplayed the impact, the casualties. But guess what? The people that were killed, the people that were affected, the U.S. service members that were killed were more than what was reported. But again, I'm just praying for peace. And we don't have voice for them to listen to us to tell us exactly, we listen to you, we hear you. But as human beings, it's important that we always pray for peace and yearn for peace. So yes, it's not fun. because either way people are dying. Whether you support Israel, people are dying in Israel. Whether you support Iran, people are dying in Iran. It doesn't matter how many people died. Whether that one person, every life is important. Especially most people that are dying from either side are all civilians. They are not military personnel. They got nothing to do with the people war, but they are the victim. And it has always been the case when people fight, mostly the victims are women and children. So it is important to always avoid war. But again, Donald Trump, outside of American politics, Donald Trump is a showman. He likes showmanship. Donald Trump was in Canada at the G7 summit. But when he saw that Israel was somehow imparting or what seemed to be like winning, and he wants to take credit for it, first he said he was not part of it. America was not in the know of anything. But then when he saw that Israel was having some import that seemed to favor Israel, he jumped up, then he wanted to take credit. He said, in fact, he decided to call it we will, our, because he wants to take credit. But that's Donald Trump. But again, overall, if you look at the war peace, the entire world is on the edge right now. God forbid this could degenerate into World War III.
World War III, yes, Mr.
Because
Kalan, you're
why?
right.
Because why? Israel has allies, and one of the most important allies is the United States. They have other allies, Europe and other part of the world. Equally so, Iran has ally that is also Russia,
yes,
China, and other countries around the Middle East. And they have a lot of proceeds around the Middle East. They had Hamas, they had Hezbollah, they had the Houthis, they had all kinds of different groups. Even right now, according to CNN reporting, there are other Al Jazeera reporting there are other groups in Iraq that are also aligning with Iran, trying to attack other bases of the United States in Iraq. So we don't want to see war. To be honest, it's going to be costly for we the poor people, whether you are in Africa, whether you're in America, or anywhere you may find yourself in the world. If gas is expensive, transportation will be expensive for you. Your rice price will go up.
Food,
and every food that for all in brother, we don't make anything. Majority of our thing, coming from outside. So it's going to be bad for us. So nobody should be praying for war. The same way we can pray for no war to come to Liberia, we should pray for no war in any part of the world. In one part of the world, right now we live in a global village. If one part of the world is affected, the entire world is affected. When gas price goes up, it's going to be a problem for all of us. So, Melbourne, with that, I don't have.
So, Mr. Kana, quickly, this question to you with the latest that just happened in Iran launches missile at the U.S. base in Qatar. What say you? Because you're just talking about this war escalating and so forth. Do you see this as a way of Iranian government maybe retaliating or what?
That's what I said first. This is the first time for Iran to strike U.S. base or any other area outside of Iraq. They did it in Iraq, but going to Qatar is a friendly nation to Iran. You have to understand that. And beyond that, Qatar also is a sovereign nation. So launching an attack in Qatar was not a good thing. It's not a good idea. But when you ask Iran, they say we did not attack Qatar. We only attacked the U.S. base in Qatar because we are retaliating for what happened to us. U.S. came and fight us. U.S. came and jumped in the fight that were not theirs. They came to join between us and Israel, and they came to bombard. They came to bombard our facilities. So whatever Iran is doing, Iran is sending a message to show strength to their own people. Say, if they attack us, we can fight back. Whether Iran will be able to survive, that's up in the air. But at the end of the day, Iran does not have the military might to fight the United States. And I know with Israel, if it's not because of United States, Israel can fight Iran. But because of Israel depend on the United States in terms of protection, in terms of all the missile thing that have the Anya doing, everything that they have there, taking down, and also U.S. military people in Israel and other part of the Middle East helping to protect Israel. Israel can show muscle that they can fight. But without the United States, Israel can fight Iran. They are more sophisticated, and they have more people, they have more military people. The only reason why Israel had air power superiority over Israel is because of the United States. But again, United States, nobody can fight United States at this point, especially if you are not one of the superpower from your country. Iran cannot fight a United States from their country, but what they can do, they can inflate harm, and they can create serious problem for the war around the world, not just in the United States. For example, they may not have the power to do anything here, but U.S. has more than 40,000 military personnel in the Middle East. More than 40,000. That's a lot of people. And those bases that they have around Iran in other countries, Iran has the capability of striking those bases. See? So you may not be able to fight. So any kind of fight, and that will degenerate into another fight. Because anyway, you have United States base, if you attack them, that country will feel like you're attacking them, right? So they want to fight. And then if 2-3 countries join on Iraq or Iran, there will be other countries who are aligned with Iran will say, you know what, we will not stay back for all of them to attack our ally. We've got to join in the fight too. Because I listened to something from Dmitry Medvedev, the guy who is the former president, who is now the head of intelligence for Russia. He said Iran has the right to defend, and Iran could have access to other weapons. That's a Russian man saying that. He said it yesterday. Even though, open Israel, they said they're not their war, but who knows? Well, we saw what happened in Syria. In Syria, it was not Russia war. United States went there, but guess what? There was serious confrontation. It was almost brought war between United States and Russia in Syria. So we don't want war. I don't want to see World War III. I want the World War III to come finish.
Because but we are gradually getting there, because for me, from all indications, I think with the latest news that in fact the U.S. base has been attacked. I think Donald Trump elected, we are too, and we don't know yet as to what's going to happen next, because I think there was peace talk. And that also that been material that, and also with the Iranian foreign minister also going to Russia to have some meetings. I think we are watching the process.
Yeah. So what's happening? You are truly following the process. What's going on is that there was already conversation, negotiation about the Iranian nuclear plan. So the nuclear plan, according to them, the enrichment of their uranium was they has gone beyond where they're supposed to, but not to the level wherein they are capable of, or they have started anything that has to do with nuclear weapon, according to the information. But yet Israel, that guy in Israel, Netanyahu, is the problem for the Middle East and for the war right now. He doesn't want peace because he has his own problem in his country. So he always want to create problem to show muscle that he's protecting Israel. Other than that, there was already negotiation between, the United States was involved with Iran. But international action to attack Iran while the negotiation was going on, that halted the whole negotiation. That stopped the whole negotiation. There was no present danger to say, there's a present danger going on right now. They're going to pose threat to Iran or to Israel or to the United States or anywhere. But Netanyahu is the problem. And I don't know how the thing will go. Or the support of the United States. The United States they see no wrong with Israel because of their allies. Like what other countries too, they are in support of Iran. But who is powerful more than the United States right now? So nobody want to get engaged with the United States that will degenerate into another war. Equally so, the United States government is not listening to the people of the country. Majority of American people, they don't want to see the United States get involved in any war at this time. But again, yeah, you are right. The fact that Iran launched an attack on US base in Qatar, and they might likely do it in other countries, United States would definitely react, or they're expected to react every time when that kind of thing happens. But guess what? You know exactly what you can do, but you don't know the reaction of the next person or the other people who are watching. We don't know how it will end. So let's pray for peace, and hopefully the cooler air will prevail.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Kenneth. Thank you for joining us. Since you said that, in fact, you have a little time here with us, our team, let's come back home and discuss all of our happening. But Ali, I see you, like, you want to chip in quickly?
Yeah, Mabel. Yeah, as Mr. Kenneth said, we are not praying for war. We want peace in the Middle East. For me, I'm not supporting any side. But if Iran, this strike that went on them, for me, I'm just expecting them for us to come to a dialogue. Yes, because everybody knows you cannot fight America. This is the greatest and the superpower. See the way the people even enter your airspace or your radar system, couldn't even pick them out after the damage before you got to know. You don't joke with those people, my brother. I can't wait to see my children fly some of the F-35 jet tomorrow. Oh, my man, I admire those girls that pick up that thing there. Oh, yes, I want to see my children picking up some of these things one of these days.
And seriously, let me join myself when we're watching that entire film, my brother. I saw the thing looking like some of the, I don't know, Buka fish or some kind of fish,
Oh, my man,
what kind of thing is this, my people?
Olivia, when you see that girl, you say yes, and one Gladys. My man, my children.
And they say, it had no sound, though. That thing had no sound because when
no
you enter
sound,
again,
man.
you know.
You see how the people enter your airspace, you couldn't hear no sound, they went up, your radar set couldn't pick them up. You see? So my brother, let's just pray for peace, let Iran see what they can do. But as much as they start attacking US military bases around the world, take it. America is not, they will see it as a challenge. And they are not going to sit back and look at you attacking
we are watching is the Civil War, Mr. Let me be free, Mr. Kala, what can really enjoy?
America will react. Pretty soon.
Mr. Kala, you know what I can really enjoy the entire thing? There's the missile flying in the night. Then you see those things that can, you know.
My man, don't enjoy anything like that when it comes to killing people. There's no fun. It's not fun. Let me tell you something. During the war, when Lord entered Morovia, right? I was living in Chancellor control area. When they started launching the mortar, when they say when you hear the siren, if you know what can happen in your mind when these things are falling,
yes,
you will not think it's funny. That's why when I listen to or watch, these missiles and air bombers and other military things going on, I can really feel bad because my thinking is not about the military people.
The civilians, the common people.
The common people, the women and children, they are the ones that can suffer. And they are always the victim. So that's why anything I got to do, because let me tell you something. A lot of people that can be injured or killed in any war that we have seen so far, majority of them, or maybe 90% of them, are civilians. And majority of them are women and children, helpless people. They got nothing to do with the war. So it's no fun. And hopefully, they will listen to their people and go to negotiate, and go to the table for negotiation. So that way, the war can have peace. There's no winner in war.
War had no good consequences.
Yes, indeed, Mr. Cannon. That's why some of us from the beginning of all of these things, we keep saying, shaping blame, praying for religion, praying for this and that. I just waste of time. So my point to I'm not a male or woman down there. So let me just tell you, the reason I'm saying this is technology. Why here in Liberia, we're wasting all of our times and energy behind politicians. So you see the workings of technology. I'm not saying because people are so I'm no. But I'm enjoying the technology up there as to what's happening up there. I'm not talking about the one that flying down, that killing people. No. But the way technology work, I'm telling you. But here for us here in Africa, all we do is we help politicians, we press politicians, and nothing going on. So that's it, my dear. But Mr. Canada, move on.
And
War
it's
is not good.
for me to see people in Liberia, they are there clapping, they happy for
Good.
Iran, they cheering. We say that we get nothing on our own. You see, common Ebola, we saw what happened. Coronavirus, we saw what happened. The war between Ukraine and Russia, we saw what we went through. Then now you people are there celebrating for Iran. I don't really know what comes to your mind. 14 years.
Stop it, Ali. Liberia people, we got mixed reaction in Liberia. Some people, majority of the people that reaction that I've seen, there are a lot of Liberian people supporting Israel.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And let me tell you why. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Many Liberians, we don't know exactly what's going on in the war, but most of our people make their decision based on their personal conviction, their religion.
Yes.
And their religion belief and their understanding. The fact that Iran is called Islamic nation.
Yes.
Some people who are Muslim, they will support Iran no matter what happens because they hear it, the Islamic nation. So no matter what happens, they will support Iran. Some people too who hate Muslim people, as long as they say Israel is hating Islamic nation, they will be supporting Israel. So Liberia, we have our own problem. We are divided on religious line, on tribal line. We are the most divided nation around Africa. So I don't really pay attention to what Liberian people do or what they think in terms of what's going on around the world, because people make their own decision based on their own based on their religious belief or their limited understanding of issues. Most of them, that even I know even some Liberians, let's just support to Donald Trump because Donald Trump, once when he said that Donald J. Trump will put total staff of Muslim people coming into this country. Donald Trump said that, and a lot of people who are religious fanatics who hate to hear Muslim people in Liberia, they supported Donald Trump because of that. And some people too, simply because Donald Trump made that comment and they are Muslim. Some of them even live in America yet they hate Donald Trump because of that. So in the real Liberia, we always make our decision based on our religious belief and our personal interest, not actually what is going on or looking at things from the right perspective and what's going on and make our own judgment based on that. We're always sentimental based on our religious belief and our divisiveness that we have in us. So don't pay attention to what's happening in Liberia. Don't pay attention to their action, whether they celebrate or whether they cry. It makes no difference.
So Mr. Kenneth, we stay on the international issues and all the world. How can Africa is beyond into all of these things, Mr. Kenneth? Let me know, because most of these things today that people are all using today, most of them come from Africa.
Before Mr. Kenneth came in, just while he was saying just now, people see this war as Muslim and Christian. The Muslim will support Iran. Some Muslim will support Iran, while some Christians supporting Israel. Saturday, when I went to work, when I was showing those damages caused by Iran, and my co-worker was like, "Oh yes, it's good because he's a Muslim." Yesterday, now when we went to work, and he was like, "Oh my God, we finished." Yesterday, who did that guy was just like he lost a mother and father. He was so frustrated, and he came in the office, he want to go home. Why? He said the way or this thing here, they strike a very spot, my dear. I say I get nobody to replace you. You will end your shift. You see, so we don't have to support any side. This is not about
Oh
Muslim or
God,
Christian.
Ali, you in case.
Yes, I told you, I say you will end your shift. I get nobody to replace you. You see, so that's why Mr. Kanye said that too. Some people they support it because they are Christian, some people because they are Muslim. They see a Muslim and Christian war.
Yeah,
Well,
because in Liberia we don't have priorities. We don't worry about ourselves. We don't know what's going on in our country, and we pay no attention to our leaders, and we don't hold them accountable. In fact, we defend them. We divide ourselves into pros and cons. Those who support the government and those who go against the government, based not because of the government doing the right or wrong thing, but majority of the people will support the government, even they know that the government is doing the wrong thing, but because they supported the government because they belong to that party, or because they have some of their relatives serving in the government, so automatically whatever the government does is the right thing to do. So I mean that's the kind of mindset in Liberia. So
yes,
when you
and that's the
discuss
kind of people that we are, even across the globe, but people just
and
do
when,
and they support.
and when you're discussing global issue, you don't really. I mean, I don't really count on the reaction of the Liberian people because it doesn't add. It doesn't add all. Also, I
Because
mean,
they don't really give you the reason why they are against and they for, right?
they're not doing on merit. They're not doing on merit.
And they are not even setting up on the consequences. They will feed them more. We got nothing to offer to the world. We only rely on the world. So sometimes they should be happy prudent. You have to think wisely
So,
when
Mr.
you
Kana,
doing some of these things.
another Ali also had the business climate also around the world because I'm hearing that the barrel of crude oil gone up now to I think somewhere around 76.64
Let
cents.
me let me tell you something, Mabel.
Mm.
There's an area in Iran. Is like a traffic where most of the ship that move oil can pass through. People were afraid that when the war get to a certain level, Iran might cut that supply chain. Guess who attacked that place? Israel. It was Israel that attacked that place, even attacked some oil depots. So, and down some people who were actually supporting Israel, but they are also concerned about the war economic. They have problem with that. So crude oil and a lot of other commodity will be expensive if the war continues. Hopefully it will not. But if it continues, trust me, the entire world will feel it. Look at what happened in little Ukraine. Up to now, the war was the war still going through that. The consequences of what happened in Ukraine. Some country have never, even America. The inflation that it caused on the United States was the reason why why you need Joe Biden lost the election. So we don't know what's going to happen, but war has no winner. If you continue to support war, it means that you don't really mean well for your country. You don't mean well for the whole world. So that's what's going on.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kana. So we can now move forward with our latest happening in Liberia, at least 17 minutes to go for the news break. But I know you better wait for a little time. Now maybe you want to chip in some of the maybe things that maybe that you've been following during the time while you were awake, or you just want us to move into the current event.
And I don't want to go back because Liberia stories are never ending. Every day we got news story. Every day, there's no shortage of news and information when it comes to Liberia, especially when it comes to the political front. But again, something I wake up with to some information that I really loved. I saw a few things. I saw Chairman Musa Hassan Belete, the political leader of CMC, entering in some agreement with people of refugee, trying to help build bridge there, helping the people of refugee country. Something that the CMC have said that they will do throughout. So it is important to note that Liberians are now supporting and cherishing development. They are yearning for it. That's why the project, the CMC developmental project, is limitless. It goes beyond counties, it goes beyond districts. But to see what we saw today, all the way to refugee, that is a very welcoming news. And I think the Liberian people should applaud um, Chairman, political leader Musa Ability and the CMC for that initiative. We know there are a lot of other plans and projects ongoing in other part of the country. Not even to mention the groundbreaking that happened in between Bon County and Nima County, and the one that's also in the pipeline connecting Bapolu and Lower Bon County and other part of Liberia. So these are good things. We don't want to always be talking about negative things going on in the country. At the same time, when there are some good things going on, it's better we highlight them, we talk about them, so that our people can also get information from both angles. Whether positive, we give it to you. Negative, we give it to you. It's not always be negative. And what I know is that we have a government that didn't start on a good footing, and they keep making wrong decisions every day. But yet we have people who agree with everything the government is doing, good or bad, they accept it. And we have people who also are ready to hold the government accountable, regardless. So yes, whatever the case is, we always have something going on in Liberia. We always have news. We always have information. And thanks to Sktv, Truth FM, and other affiliates, and our strong, guys, Melbourne, Ali, and Steve, and Mong, and everybody else holding down the platform. Yeah, maybe hopefully moving forward, I will try to be on many days, even though I may not be able to come on camera unless I'm free, I'm not working, I'm home, then I can do my stuff. But once I'm at work, and I don't want to lie to you, I will not be able to come on camera all the time, but I will try to make, I'll try by all means. Because I know it's one thing when I'm here, is quite another thing when I'm not here. Because I've been getting a lot of, messages in my inbox. And a few days ago, I got some information that people were texting me that they were not getting notification, they were not seeing the show, something was happening to them. But then I really didn't answer to anybody. But unless Melbourne texted me last night and said things been going really bad on the show, and actually I've never been following for the past few days, especially Thursday, Friday, and last Saturday. I was not really changed to follow the show. I was extremely busy. But then only later on, sometimes I can watch the show after the show. But then later on now, people started texting me, "Oh, Sekou, it looks like something going wrong going on the show. We're not getting the notification. The show is not on. Why you guys not coming?" I said, "Well, the show is on." So we didn't see it. Yeah. So hopefully, we try to resolve it. I think it's resolved. It's getting resolved. I'm not sure 100%.
Yes, indeed. I think it's far better now. At least we seen a lot of people following. I think we in close to 500 plus. Yeah, so I think that better. That's good. Thank you so much. That's why when you're not around,
And,
you
and
know,
also those
oh,
on
it's
also those
about
on
you.
the YouTube is also on. I can see Melbourne.
Okay.
Yeah, about oh my yeah, I got quite a number of
You
people
see it?
there.
That's
On
good.
YouTube, also watching on YouTube live. Yeah. So I think we should be good to go.
Thank you, Mr. Kana, and let me just also inform our people with this news coming from the Liberia National Identification Registry, that is the NIR. So that means the Central Bank of Liberia, in collaboration with the National Identification Registry, or the NIR, has issued a directive requesting all commercial banks to relax the enforcement on the usage of the National Identification Card as a prerequisite for all banking transactions. The National Identification Registry NIR informs all public social service providers to take note and act in compliance with this directive. At the same time, the issuing of the national identification cards is hereby suspended with immediate effect for administrative reasons. The public will be informed of the date of resumption of max enrollment. So that's it. So that's the latest news, that you can carry your voting card, your passport, or other thing for you to do your transactions. So please, the bank, all of you who are listening, allow our people to do that transaction, because Mr. Karen, a few times this has been one of the serious issue here, that people were not able to do their transaction because of the national ID card business. And even if you go for the national ID card, there is time consumption, where people, so many accusations that people have been bribed. You have to bribe people before you find your way through. Even if you find your way through, it will take you weeks or sometimes months before you get your card. So all of these things have been around and people have been complaining. So now there's the latest news coming from the NIR and the government of Liberia. But again, Mr. Karen, I guess, in fact, let me just say, I just like the way you stated some of the things that indeed we've been talking the good side. Quite recently, we also talked about the low salaries of the PCC, and how God be it, at least the PCC boss, Robert Bestman, was able to increase our people's salaries now at least to 200 plus. So that's one of the good news, at least that we can talk about it, we can boast of that. Indeed, some of the talking we do here are not just talking because we want to talk, or not talk that we do to go in vain. Yeah, so Mr. Karen, apart from these things, the issue of the four lawmakers case still continue, but the like in fact is now going back to the city court, where I think the bond that was filed, the city court or the criminal court A are saying that the people should go back there and make sure that they do the right thing to know as to how much or what are they bond that were filed, whether it was genuine or not. If not, they will be taken to prison on Tuesday. That will be, I think, on tomorrow. But they'll be looking into the bond as to whether the bond was good, whether the bond file was genuine or not. So these are some of the issues happening. And to that, there were reaction with Akane as to why is it that they can just come out and tell the people that indeed these lawmakers, they were found guilty of their crime and so forth, and these are evidence that we have against them, instead of the court going back to the to the city court to look into their bond and so forth. Is that waste of time? So people are complaining about this, Mr. Kane, and I know about you and other Aliu, but the issue been around and people still complaining as to where are we heading to as a country where cases are going to court and there'll be some delayed tactics.
So Ali can go first, and I will come later.
For me, Mayborn, that whole going to court, bond, this and that. I'm just tired with that their whole fire incident. As far as I'm concerned, you are not going to get no free justice in this whole case. In as much as this is a political case, and the president is into this case, he had to do everything to make sure he win this case, no matter what it is. My only advisor for the Tikofa, you need to step on your game, get international lawyers involved into this thing. That's all I have to say. And when it comes to this whole national identification card, this government, they are not serious in anything. You see, if you coming to talk about national identification card, first of all, you have to decentralize the whole thing, make sure across the whole country you look for one day, and make sure this thing should be done in a way where sometimes somebody you go there, they say, okay, this is an express line. You can go there to do your ID card the very day you get it. And sometimes they say, okay, yeah, when you do your own, you will get it within 2 days time. But you people, your team over is just Liberia. You just sat down in over there. While people are in or Bokon Jide and other places, if that people send them money, they need to go and cash it up because they get national identification card. These people, they don't play anything. I don't really know what experience they keep with. They are just confused. They will just come out with it without no proper planning. These people, they lack of vision and they lack of fresh ideas. Thank God they have come to their senses. Thank you.
Well, everyone can hear me?
Yeah, Mr. Kana, we're getting you. You are okay. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so yeah, because I'm working on my computer here, doing something else. But you know, let me say this. Whatever that is going on with our court case, there's nothing about justice. There's nothing about fairness. Everything is about showmanship. I'll prove to you who I am. The next thing is about to shut you down, for you to shut up. Anybody that this government will see as a threat, or anybody that will be speaking against the ills perpetrated by this government, anybody that will stand up against this government, that will speak truth to power, they will try to get at you, whether by bullying or weaponizing the justice system to silence you. This is what it's all about. But I can tell you, Joseph Boakai government is gradually becoming a dictatorial regime, clear dictatorship. But a lot of people sitting there, they're joking. They think it's a joke. They're already in control of the executive, they're in control of judiciary, and now they are in control of the legislature. At the end of the day, Joseph Boakai and the United Party will do what they want, and nobody can do anything about it. That's all it's about. It's about control. It's about bullying. It's about, intimidation. It's about censorship. Nothing else. So it's not even important to me, neighbor. Liberian people, they must get up, stand up against these bullies. If you don't stand up against them, Liberia will eventually go back to where we came from. Unfortunately, that's not what we want. But these guys, they will stop at nothing. They will stop at nothing. The next thing they will do, they will start arresting political leaders. They will start arresting political figures, intimidating them. They may not put you in jail forever, but they will put you in jail to intimidate you, to instill fear in you, so that you can shut up, so that you can be afraid to contest against them. That's all it's about. It's all about dictatorship. It's all about, putting their foot on the ground to eliminate anybody who will stand against them. And I'm afraid that it will backfire. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kana, because myself, I'm watching the entire process, including other Liberians who also having their own say about the entire issue. Because if the government come up and say, okay, we have all of our evidence against these 4 lawmakers, what kind of more time are they buying? Because I wanted to ask you and Aliu about this, but because we're already into our news time, but are they buying time? Because I don't think all of this holding and pulling, wasting of Liberian people time, because all they do now is they are just wasting the Liberian people time. Because if you say you have evidence against these people, Why can't you now carry these people to court and provide all of the evidence that you have and be able to prosecute these people so that Liberian people can know exactly who burned their Capitol building? Instead of you going back to court for bond, what the whole bond issue, maybe when we come back, I will ask you and I'll ask you as to what sense, because I'm still to be corrected with the bond issue. Because bond is like, okay, you, Mr. Khan, you come and maybe get something to the police officer and say, I want, or maybe to the court and say, okay, I carry the man, I will be responsible for the man. Anytime you want to see the man, you should come to me, or I will bring the man anytime when you're ready. Because we saw that, I think, during the time of former president, where we saw Senator Davos did right. He used to go to the court every time to go and sign in and sign out, like that. But I don't know how come the entire issue attend to bomb, just wasting our times into major issues, and all they do is they just bring up bomb issues. But quickly before we go, I don't know, maybe with the other one with the Fadigas brothers, I know when we come back from the news, now what we'll be talking about, the Fadigas brothers, one of them been, maybe have been arrested, and according to information, I think he have been released on bond, also maybe to his lawyer. But again, when we come back after the news bulletin, then we'll go more into that. But Mr. Kala, we're going for news. We'll come back after that, and we'll talk more.
Okay, maybe we'll be here. I'll be listening to the news.
Good evening, RCR News Bulletin at 7. I'm Nakita Roberts presenting. President Joseph Boakai has congratulated Sierra Leone President Julio Marabio on his election as chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Head of States and Government. The Central Bank of Liberia, in collaboration with the National Identification Registry, has issued a directive requesting all commercial banks to relax on the enforcement and usage of the National Identification Card as a prerequisite for all banking transactions. The Monrovia City Court has given former Speaker Fonati Koffa and 4 other lawmakers 24 hours ultimatum to produce their sureties to justify their bonds or risk being rearrested. Out of Liberia, 3 police officers in Kenya have been charged with the murder of a 31-year-old blogger who died in police custody earlier this month. Those were the headlines. Now the news in detail. President Joseph Boakai has congratulated Sierra Leone President Julio Marabio on his election as chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Head of States and Government. President Bill was recently announced as the next chair at the close of the 67th Ordinary Section of the ECOWAS Authority of Head of States and Government at the State House in Abuja, Nigeria. The Liberian chief executive expressed his delight while convening heartfelt congratulations to Sierra Leone President Julius Marabio. The Monrovia City Court has given former Speaker Fonati Koffa and others 24-hour ultimatum to produce their sureties to justify their bonds or risk being rearrested. This was as a result of defense lawyers' request to the court to refuse jurisdiction over the exception filed by prosecutor as prosecution because said exception is moot since the case was transferred to Criminal Court A. But Magistrate Ben Bako, according to RCR judicial correspondent, denied defense lawyers' application and later mandated them to surrender their sureties on June 24th by 9 a.m. to prove the sufficiency of their bonds or being rearrested and subsequent detention at the Monrovia Central Prison, which is consistent with law. The 5 defendants whose sureties of bond have been questioned by prosecuting lawyers or defendants Fanati Kofar, Abu Kamara, Dixon Sibo, Presidio Cooper, and Jacob Debbie. They are on trial for multiple offenses ranging from arson, criminal facilitation, and criminal conspiracy, among others. The Central Bank of Liberia, in collaboration with the National Identification Registry, has issued a directive requesting all commercial banks to relax on the enforcement and usage of the National Identification Card as a prerequisite for all banking transactions. The National Identification Registry informs all public social service providers to take note and act in compliance with this directive. At the same time, the issuance of the national identification cards is hereby suspended with immediate effect for administrative reasons. CBL and NIR, in a joint release, promised to keep the public updated on the date for the resumption of mass enrollment. The Ministry of Labor has warned concession companies across the country against violating workers' rights, according to the Labor Ministry, though the government appreciates concessionaires' investments, but they must adhere to the labor laws. Speaking at a conference following the ministry's intervention in recent strike action staged by AFCON's of subsidiary of ArcelorMittal, Ministry of Labor Deputy Community Director Frederick Bay assured the ministry's commitment to ensuring the rights of workers are respected in line with the labor laws. Recently, workers of AFCON's staged a strike action over bad labor practices, something which led to the ministry to dispatch its technical team. Following the team intervention, according to Bay, the company and the workers signed a memorandum of understanding bringing the dispute to an end. Bay meanwhile warned workers against staging strike actions without following the proper procedures. The president of the Nigerian Community and Descendants Union of Liberia is urging the government of Liberia through the Liberia Immigration Service (LIS) to accelerate the issuance of resident permits for ECOWAS citizens living in the country. Speaking late Sunday night at the Nigerian Embassy during the induction ceremony of the community, Deacon Harrison Anikwal highlighted the significant contributions of Nigerians and other ECOWAS nationals to Liberia's economic growth. Deacon Anikwal emphasized the deeply rooted ties between the people of Nigeria and Liberia, citing intermarriages, that's naturalization and birth as common bonds that unite the two nations. He stressed the need for continual operation and mutual respect, calling on the Liberian Authority to address the delays in the processing of resident permits as means of promoting regional integration and strengthening diplomatic and economic relations within the ECOWAS framework. Also speaking at the ceremony, Labour Minister Councillor Cooper Crowell, who served as keynote speaker, described the relationship between Nigeria and Liberia as a dynamic force that continues to shape Liberia's development. Minister Crowell acknowledged Nigeria's critical investment in Liberia and across the sub-region, stating that the country has played a pivotal role in West Africa's progress and stability. The civil law court has remanded one of the Fadiga brothers Hussein Fediga at the Monrovia Central Prison in connection to the over $2 million United States dollars judgment the court Monday, according to RCR judicial correspondent, issued a writ of execution on the Fediga brothers, which led to defendant Hussein Fediga arrest while his brother Hassan remains on the run. The Fediga brothers' judgment was as a result of forming the boss Abraham Kremah action for damages for libel against the two defendants at the civil law court where they were held liable. Out of Liberia now, 3 police officers in Kenya have been charged with the murder of a 31-year-old blogger who died in police custody earlier this month. Albert Owang's death has sparked outrage in Kenya with protests held in demand of justice. Owang was arrested after Kenya's deputy police chief, Ilog Ligat, filed a complaint accusing the blogger of defaming him on social media. Ligat stepped aside last week pending the outcome of the investigations into Owang's death. He has denied any wrongdoing. The 3 police officers, Samson Kaputi, Tali James Mawana, and Peter Kamina, were charged along with 3 civilians. Or 6 appear in court on Monday but have not yet pleaded. Police initially said that Wang died of self-inflicted wounds, but were forced to retract the statement after an autopsy found that he was likely to have died from assault wounds. To end this newscast, a recap of the top stories we have been following this evening. President Joseph Boakai has congratulated Sierra Leone President Julius Maada Bio on his election as chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Head of States and Government. The Monrovia City Court has given former Speaker Fonati Kofa and 4 other lawmakers 24 hours ultimatum to produce their sureties to justify their bonds or risks being rearrested. The Central Bank of Liberia, in collaboration with the National Identification Registry, has issued a directive requesting all commercial banks to relax on the enforcement and usage of the National Identification Card as a prerequisite for all banking institutions. Out of Liberia, 3 police officers in Kenya have been charged with the murder of a 31-year-old blogger who died in police custody earlier this month. That's RCA News Bulletin at 7. I've been Akita Robert.
So, Hassan Farika, or Husi Farika, as he's called, has been sent to the Monrovia Central Prison. As you see, he's being escorted from the court. So he's expected to spend his first night at the Monrovia Central Prison tonight. So his brother to Hassan Farika, and they say Husi Farika. So here is it. So you so that's it. So he's expected to spend his first night at the Monrovia Central Prison.
All right, yeah. So Mr. Connor and the rest of the team, we're back. Yes, we're back after the news break. As usual, we always go for the news break at 7 from Monday to Friday. Yes, indeed. So many things happening. Ali, I think Mr. Connor will join us soon, but I don't know whether you are following the news break. If so, sorry, the news bulletin. If so, what are some of the things that you take from the news bulletin?
Yeah,
Ali,
call for me. Can you hear me there?
Yes, I'm getting you now. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, while I take from over there, they have some Fadigati and also Bike Today or National ID card. As I said, these people, they don't play anything because they lack of vision. They know nothing about governing. First of all, Monrovia is not just Liberia. If you're talking about people having national ID, first of all, do all your statistics, look at the population in Magibi, Bikana, Riverside, and across the country, each of these counties, and you will make the announcement, okay, so and so day, okay, because of the population in Riverside, we will be having 3 areas where people have to go and make sure you get your national identification card. Just like that, decentralize the whole thing across the country instead of it being Monserrado. Why if somebody in Nima country they send them money and they don't have a national ID or they don't have transportation to come over to get national ID? So if that family was supporting them in Nima country or Dreju, Grand Guinea, they will not get that money because they don't have national ID. Such a thing you have to decentralize it. It can't just be central Morovia. You see, these people claim to be the well-experienced, the most sophisticated government that we ever had. When you're not part of the Unity Party, then you are not educated, you are foolish. But they claim to be the most educated.
Well, I don't know, we're not getting Ali, but Mr. Kane, what say you?
Properly.
Oh, okay.
You see, but thank God they're coming to that senses. So that just said that let Mr. Kane come in. He just coming today. We
No, it's okay, Ali. It doesn't matter for me. I think Ali had some point. Basically, to the ID thing, Ali is right. Whatever you want to do, you want to be effective, and you want it to affect the entire country, you have to decentralize it. It has to be across the country, and don't just consider Monrovia as Liberia. And I think the government, they know that. They are now doing what they're supposed to do. Probably they don't know what they are doing. But yeah,
but Mr. Can I quickly to this? Mr. Can I follow a question? I don't know why you want to transition quick from that topic.
Yeah, I wanted to go to the Fadiga thing.
Oh, okay, quickly. So let me ask you this question also on this topic, because the president of ours make his own executive order number 147, and that was done on May 9, 2025 of this year, ordering that all Liberians should have citizen ID cards, should go to the NR to have their own citizen ID card with $5 to get a citizen ID card, making it compulsory that people use it for any kind of transactions, especially bankings and so forth, even SIM card registrations and so forth. But Mr. Karen, with the control directive, because mind you, the CBL and that of the NR suspending it, because they don't want to say yes, but they say for now it has been suspended. So what I don't even, well, but Mr. Karen, what do you sense from that? That the president will say this, and after another time, his lieutenants will say this.
Maybe from the start of this government, there has been a lot of, confusion and decision-making problem. So I think Joseph Baga government started the way it started, that's how it's going to end. It started with confusion. It started with people not knowing what they are doing. And I'm not going to really have my head for them. I know the Joseph Baga government have nothing good to offer to Liberia. So wasting our time, all these things, maybe is just hitting your head for nothing. The only way the Joseph Baga government will change, or the only way Liberia will change, until Liberian people themselves ready to change. Until then, I don't expect anything good.
Well, go ahead, Mr. Kane, so we can transition. I wanted to ask you on that, because Liberia has been crying for ever so long. The long queue, the time consumption, and so forth. And at long last, the CBL and the NRR are finally suspending the president executive order 147. That indeed, I think, let that order go sleep for now. I think that's what they meant, that they will bring it back, or in fact, they will bring back the president order. But for now on, it has been suspended. So those of you out there who want to make it clear that indeed you cannot go ahead and do all of your transactions with your previous ID card, whether it's the National Election Commission ID card, whether it's a passport or so forth. So the CBL and the NI over there. And I'm telling you that go out there to do your transaction. Yeah, Mr. Karen, go ahead.
Yeah, so
with the Fadiga issue.
The Fadiga issue. So I wanted to ask you, the video that you just played, that guy was saying that today we'll be spending his first night, in at the Morovia Central Prison. And then you were telling us that he has been free from there. So which one is what? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Mr. Karen, thank you. Yes, I'm getting you. Thank you. I heard the question. Yes. So while we were talking, I tried to go through some of the happening of the day also on the internet, and I came across this also from one of our sister network that there's a release coming from the 6th Judicial Circuit Civil Law Court or most of our sitting is June 10, AD 2025. The San Circuit Judge that I'm seeing there, the Republic of Liberia versus Hassan Fadiga, also of the city of Painesville, most of other county, Republic of Liberia. First defendant Hassan Fadiga, the self-styled social commentator of the city of Monrovia, most of other county, Republic of Liberia. So that's the thing. The court release. I'm yet to see the full something of it, but again, that's the stuff that I'm seeing here that indeed I think I've been turned over, maybe to his lawyer, I think, so that you'll be released. Okay, yeah. So he said you are hereby commanded to release from your legal custody the living body of the above named defendant Hassan Fadiga, who was placed in your custody on Monday, June 23, 2025. You are further commanded to make your official returns endorsed on the back of the original copy of this commitment as to the manner and form of its service and file same in my office immediately upon executing this order. And for so doing, this shall continue your legal and sufficient authority. Hence, have you there this release. Hence, this release given honor my hands and seal of this court, this 23rd day of June, AD 2025, Randolph D. Snap, Assistant Clerk of Court, approved Sheriff Massachusetts County or Sheriff Massachusetts County or Deputy. Yes, so so that's the news that we're hearing that he has been released.
So the reason why I say that, when we talk about being released and then we saw another video saying he's been taken to jail, you're going to spend, people are going to be left with the last information to receive. But the thing is, I don't know how the court system works in Liberia, but Fadiga brothers, their case with Ibi Kroma, I saw the ruling. For me, from the beginning, I thought this was just, a decision. Maybe I got to go for a second. Got to answer this call.
All right, good. So, Brother Ali, what say you with the entire Hassan Fadiga? I think Hassan Fadiga issues and situation and so forth. But I also have this question that I wanted to ask you and Mr. Kane about. I think I sent you one of the local data. If you check, you will see from the Verity newspaper talk about where's the newspaper talk about I'm coming quickly about okay, so it said 25% judicial independence international report reviews. Another will come to that quickly, but let's move on with what happened today. What say you? But are you? All right, so it's like we are not getting but Aliu, but how be it? Those of you who just joining us, I get
So maybe I'm back to also. Okay, let Ali go ahead. After Ali, okay.
No, Mr. Kane, go ahead, please. Go ahead, Mr. Kane.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm sorry that we got interrupted by a call. I'm working, so I have to answer some calls. Yeah, so Melbourne, when the whole thing started, I thought this was just AB Kroma trying to, send a caveat to these guys that you cannot just go around defaming people, especially based on falsehood and you people that work together. And after this, was just AB Kroma trying to just set the record straight and allow that precedent to take place so that these guys and other people in the future will be very careful as to how they go about defaming other people or maligning people based on falsehood. But I didn't know where the particular people they're gonna get the $2 million from. So I didn't know this was something serious. To be honest, I thought it was something that every commander will show them, that why you can't just go around do things like that for everybody. But to say it was something serious, that these guys will be held liable and will be asked to pay. My man, people left from here to go get job in Liberia. They left from America here to go get job in Liberia. And the guy the Hussein Fadiga, he's a friend of mine. I will not call him a brother because he's a friend, but because he has crossed the line with me in so many occasions, all of them, because they don't let somebody actually, telling them the truth. However, I know them. I know their level. I may not know their bank account, but I know they don't have $1 million. I know that. I know they have no property, whether in Liberia or America, that will cost that are worth $1 million. I know that. So taking them to court and forcing them to pay $2 million is just laughable, because I know they have no way of getting that. But again, that's Liberia. I don't expect them to have anything. At the end of the day, I'm seeing these guys finding a way their way out of Liberia to come back to the United States, because Joseph Baga government not going to help them give that money. And I don't think they have any position for them after what happened with the brother. This is the guy who was supposed to be ambassador designate or ambassador counselor, or whatever the position is, minister counselor in Paris. And that's the man now that's been in central prison and now being, handed over to the lawyer. So I expect nothing, honestly speaking, from these guys. And I don't know how far the case will go from here, but I'm not sure if these guys will have anything to give to AB Kroma. Ali, back to you. I think Melbourne has a problem with the radio station, just went off. Ali, are you there? Ali? Well, as we await Melbourne to come back on. Ali?
Hello?
Yeah, we're having some issue with Melbourne.
Mr. Kenneth?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Mr. Kenneth?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me? It looks like you don't want mute. I can hear you. We can hear. Everybody can hear you. Hey, folks, can you guys hear us? Please say yes. We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
'Cause I'm hearing Ali, but he's not hearing me.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Ali, you can come back. Can you hear me now? Ali, can you hear me? They can hear me. They can hear us. Other people can hear us. Yeah. So that's my Prince Double Mama. That was my impression, about the whole thing. I thought AB Kruma just trying to teach those guys lessons to see whether they will learn from it and behave. But to say don't mean gonna give any money. I don't expect anything. Come on, man. We can't say everything. Say making to all. Yeah, we all have our own shortcoming and little problem here and there. But I know very well for you guys, they don't have that money. Ali, can you hear me now? Ali, can you hear me? Ali, can you hear me? Well, Ali, we can hear we can hear you, man. Hello?
I'm hearing you. I don't know if you're hearing me.
Okay, now we can hear you now. We are hearing you now.
I'm hearing you. I don't know if you're hearing me.
Oh my God, Ali, you need to go off and come back.
Are you there?
Let me do this.
Yeah,
Let me take Ali out. Ali will come back. Then we'll be able to hear him. Yeah. So again, hopefully Melbourne will join us. Melbourne network. I think it's a network problem there in Liberia. But again, when Melbourne come, we're going to open the line in Liberia. But if you want to say something and you are listening, hopefully, let me see. Ali, can you hear us now?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we've been hearing you, but you were the one having problem.
Yeah, sorry. The issue about the Fadiga brothers, I can't really understand. These guys, yeah, as you were saying, they just need to find a way to leave that country, because you said that you were in America, yeah, you were making 300,000. So you went to Liberia there, Joseph Baka appointed you, later on you suspended you, he fired you. Why you can't come back?
No, the one that they said was in court today, that was not the one that had the job. So, the two of them, the one is called Al Hussein Fadiga, the other one is called Al Hassan. Al Hussein Fadiga is the one that used to be on the Spoon Network. The one that used to do a own talk show that Hassan was Hussein there. That one didn't get the job. That one didn't get the job. The one that got the LDEA job, that was the Hassan, the one that used to work here in the, I think it was used to wear, I don't know, it was I don't know, it was a correction, officer, but he went to Labrador State. He used to work for FBI. So people that can work in the prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one remember was doing, but the message when what they used to with federal government, it was used to be FBI officer. People they give you there.
This is the reason when John Malu said going Liberia to work is no problem, but you should go with your term of reference. Let us see where you've been working in America, the type of work you are doing, the kick against it. Because these kind of people, they were not going to be seen nowhere around government.
Yeah. So the man I used to work with, in a corruption facility here, he went to our place, he used to work for FBI. By the way, let me take APG. AB, what's up, man? What's going on? Yeah, man.
Good evening, how's everything?
Yeah, not bad, bro, AB.
Great show, guys. So, just for the record, the guy that got taken to prison today, that was the guy that was supposed to be the, I think, ambassador or charge to France, and France rejected.
Yeah, it is a minister counselor as the French minister counselor in Paris.
Yeah, for press attaché, France said no.
Yeah,
because he's the one that said that he wished that George Weah got exploded in the plane crash, right?
Yeah. That's him.
The one that got arrested today.
Mm.
You know, so the problem that with people generally, I know you said maybe obviously this is not money that will be affordable, no way. And I don't think even if the government of Boga get the money wasted all on our ears, they will just pass around and be paying for their loyalists for their formations all around the place. I don't think they're going to do that. But it should serve as a lesson for temperamental people.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be in the public space, or you want to be a politician, whatever it is, even in this part of the world, because as we speak today, Mr. Trump is paying for a whole lot of defamations around the place here, a whole lot of character assassinations, so on and so forth. So they're not going to get you off the hook on these things. And again, if you want to be in a space, you got to be your comportment politically has to be something that you have to factor in. Party is not about denigrating people. You allow your emotion to guide you as compared to your rationalities. You know, for a man to wish a president of a nation that I wish for you to die in aircraft, I mean, especially in this democratic time and age. I mean, this is so uncivil. I'm telling you, it's not a civilized or a democratic tenor, so to speak. I was deeply disappointed in our brother since he said that thing, and predicated on that those that are haunting him today, and all those that would fall in this kind of shoe cycle. It's unfortunate, but eventually maybe people will have to prevail, and others to just let it lie, because the guys in question, I heard, I think a few days ago, I heard one of the brothers. So, and yesterday they were not remorseful whatever transpired. Because if the court run a decision against you, an officer come rain or shine, you're not going to get this money to pay.
Yep.
I think it's about time to smoke some peace pie and say, you know what, maybe we're in error or XYZ, let's move on. I think that'll be the prudent thing to do. But they're going to be hijacking you all around the place, the freedom man, the carrot man in jail. I mean, it's a fact.
You're gonna make the city small for them because
they're gonna be dragging you over the place.
Because these guys in that place they're gonna be dragging you all over the place, and every time they're hungry policemen there, they handle you. They'll be taking all the small chin and got you in your pocket.
You gotta be paying.
And you gotta be paying there from here and there, and some hungry lawyer in there too, other too. You gotta be paying. You gotta be paying. Yeah.
This is not a case that they're going to be sitting on a pro bono basis. They're
No.
not going to do it. Because nothing in the financial...
Especially when you have stepped on a lot of toes.
You have stepped on a lot of toes.
We have stepped on a lot of toes, yeah. So
that's why I just wanted to argue. But again, and then lastly, to close up on this Capitol building fire situation. This is politically motivated. First and foremost, those are reputable people that the court, the judge itself, I know back or whatever, he could run a judgment that something the people could be released on personal reconnaissance because of their status in society. Those people are certain lawmakers. Personal reconnaissance. Because even give and take, they say, go, this is a billable offense. At the end of the day, just for the argument's sake, a man is found guilty for arson. It's not going to kill him. The only thing maybe you have to pay fines, or maybe you will have to serve a term in the interim. The person of this type, these people of these statures, supposed to be released on personal reconnaissance. You know, that's why.
But like you said, it is politically motivated.
It is,
and the decisions are driven by politics and politicians.
Yes,
so
especially the executive branch.
Yeah, so there's nothing that these guys will do that will sound real to the regular people. What they will do is to make sure that these guys are immensely intimidated.
Yes.
So that they can shut up, so they can hold the government accountable, so they can have any say in the legislature, so that Richard Kuhn and the group of corrupt-minded officials in government
can
go free with whatever they do. They don't want anybody to hold their country. That's the single reason why when Musa Bilete was talking, guess what they did? Orchestrated and executed by Jeremiah Kuhn. They took Musa Bilete one of the things from him. They say it belongs to the government.
Yep.
Because they want to silence him. Because they want to intimidate him. They want to cripple him economically.
You're right about that, my brother. And here's the thing. I don't know why the people will not allow for just our recent past, less than 2-3 years thing in the case of Barney Samuka. All right? Whatever you could say about the Georgia government, they didn't pass around trying to belittle Barney Samuka at all costs. In fact, he was not even a second lawmaker.
Yeah.
He was just a guy elected, a senator elect. And yesterday, there was some level of personal reconnaissance and other things according to him. Until eventually, the George Weah government decided that we will give him some clemency. And he never spent a day, I stand corrected, but he never spent a day in jail.
Nope. Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ibi.
Yes, thank you.
Maybe I know you went.
Yes.
I was also here to hold the ground for you.
Thank you, though. You better do what you see something like it. Yeah, I can better miss you and that up.
I thought you were going to take calls, right?
Yes, indeed. So, any other thing quickly before we go to the line? At least let's go to the line to interact with our people.
Yeah, I want to hear from the people.
Good. So 0770203125. That's the number to call, please. 1 minute. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, people.
Yes, man. Good evening.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is Mahmoud Sefu. I'm calling you from Broadview. I really want to talk on the issue of the international issue rather than Liberia, because Liberia on the issue in general, water people in plastic, and you always say it goes, you always say it goes, so I don't want to talk about that one. But for the international situation, for me, I really see it that the issue between Israel and Iran is not really religious. It's highly on the issue of identity crisis. Yes, the identity crisis is start from whether people who believe in Islam will say from the Quran, people who believe in the Bible will say from the Bible. Because you find Isa, I don't know, it was Isa and Jacob, I don't know which one of them, the two of them. One is claiming superiority, and now it's now spread all over into the world. To the extent that, like the way you stated in your opening statement, that people will be swayed away on religious issue. One group of person will say, "Oh, because this person, this or this other group is from this religious background, that's what I'm supporting." That's the religious dimension of the identity problem that come into being. You have the Jews and the Christians on one side, and you have the Islam, what is coming from different source of the two brothers who are the issue of the identity issue. So now again, you are taking another trend onto political issue, that you find out that one group of persons that feel that they should have this and the other one should not have it. And you have global influence, you have countries like China and Russia on one hand trying to support this other one, and you have America along with Israel on the other hand. We just pray, like the way Sekou said, there is a route that most of the oil passes through to come to the international market. Just recently, as you were talking, I just got a line that Iran parliament has issued order that they're going to close that particular route. You know the implications going to have on the global market? Here is China. They are just sent their surveillance ship there, and they just went there with 2 planes. While they were landing, they put it on, they put the radar on that nobody could detect that they were going there. That was a high-power delegation of China. So it's just a matter that we should be able to go as Liberian and as the world, that this should not escalate into major conflict for which it can affect the entire world.
All right, thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening, David King.
Good evening. Yeah, good evening, Melbourne. Let me say good evening to the many listeners tuning to the broadcast. What has claimed my attention, it has to do with the bill that was filed by the Fonanti and the others. I think the government tried to be very much political about the entire case. The case, it is not about bringing perpetrator to justice as it relates to who burned the Capitol. You and I know that that Capitol building was under siege by the Liberia National Police and the legislators' own security that they have there. So for the government to have not even started the investigation with those people and they started going for these people, and these are some of the things that we saw from way back, and we told Honorable Fonanti Kofa to not resign. Because I sat down, I looked at it and said, well, Fonanti just resigned, and the government will go after him. And this is why we were telling him, stand your ground. He did not listen. Today, he went and listened to Bishop Ziegler. When he left from there, he went and resigned from his post. 2 days later, they carried him to jail. I'm just saying 2 days later because it didn't take no time before he said behind bar. So if Fonanti had remained speaker, when the Supreme Court have confirmed that he was the speaker, I'll tell you, Mabel, today we'll not be seeing what we're seeing.
All right. Thank you so much. To this caller, good evening.
Yes, thank you, Mabel. Good evening to you and good evening to the Court of Panelists. My name is Hussein Kew. I call from Jacobstown Electoral District number 2. So I listen to the different talking points. First of all, let me say thanks to Mr. President. You know, our constitution is clear. When especially they said 3 separate branches of government for coordinating ones. So, in fact, the president, the executive, had created a state of independence. Today, people can go to court and they can get redress. They can be accorded due process because the president has created a space that a separate branch of government will operate independently. But I don't know what people don't want to talk about it. So the party got brought up, those who were strong starters or the starters of the Union Party, they brought this government to power. If they were in the power before, then today we're talking about justice and then Trump or own. But today they will go to court. Look at AB, right? Other people going to court and getting redress. That's the choice of a system where the executive is not intruding or interfering with the functions of the judiciary. Thanks to Mr. President, and nobody will say thank you to him.
All right. Thank you so much. To this caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, go ahead, Josiah.
Yeah, thank you, man. I want to talk about the NRI. Oh, yeah, I think I want to see what the video says. I mean, it should be decentralized. I think when it's decentralized, no program from better time to time. And the will be faster and will be way the faster the handicap.
Yeah, we're not really getting, so please move away from wherever you are and please change your location. Keep your calls coming to 0770203125. That's the number to call. Those of you who are listening to this show this evening. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Good evening, neighbor.
Yes, and there, go ahead.
Thank you. This is William Covey, and I joined this conversation from this evening. So let me say thanks to all of you. You know, I was just laughing when I was hearing or listening to your, doing your analysis when people say that this government is trying to weaponize the judiciary. So I'm wondering, which one of the judiciary system or the courts that so far won the case as the legitimate speaker? And it was the same court. And he went back for the bill of information. They already reaffirmed his rhetoric that he's won. And that time the judicial system was balanced. It was fair. The president was not interfering with it. But now, they're about to hire him for accountability for the fake bond that he filed. This is the same issues that made to this time where it's also God, I think fake bond. Now the government lawyer is on top of their game. They were able to identify that Foucault filed an order for a fake bond. They could call for them
to go and carry back to go and justify their abort, that people say it is an interference of the government. So if it is an interference, we will take it and we agree, but then we shift the delay on the CDC because it is the same justice and the same judges that the CDC appointed are the one in the federal court. Brother has never appointed any lawyer or any judges in any court. It is the same CDC appointed judges that is behaving in federal court.
All right, thank you. But even though the mayor appointed one of the associate justice, today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, neighbor, how you doing?
Yes, go ahead. Uncle Brian Tate, good evening. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Brian Tate from Johnsonville. You know, I listened to the release from NIRO and Central Bank. And you know, I predicted the other time. I said the way they showing their tie to the taking of the national ID card, they may be recruiting for people who want to protest in July. Because people are getting mad, people are getting so frustrated. And when you listen frustrated so much for a policy that you're supposed to make available to the people, it will revert to violence. I mean, see the whole country, in the country, you got voter registration that was done for 2 weeks, or more 3 weeks. And everybody who under that age and willing to vote, they were able to be safe. You tell me about the whole nation, from the one child all the way to the last human being in the country for maybe 100 years or plus. Then you say the people more do lie, you get only one machine, all those kind of things. So I think I want to thank them so much. I think they're trying to see reason. Because when you constrain citizens so much, you resort to them in violence or to take action in their own hand.
Thank you so much. Yeah, to this caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, people. Who's in the diaspora. Yeah, Peter David Council, I call from another state like in Lower Johnsonville. Thank you for the fascinating discussion. You know, everything about this particular government is just a backward and a try error method. The issue regarding to Fanatic Kofa and the other lawmaker case. So the bill that they filed to the Liberal City Court, are they telling, is the government telling us that the City Court did not review that particular bill? If you have grossly incompetent these guys are, then they're sending the people back. And let me send this caveat to the government. And if you that will sit here as a citizen and allow you to just incarcerate our lawmaker and you continue to ride your private jet and luxury car, it's not going to work. Just like you must work and your full government. Get that at the back of your mind. And lastly, to the citizen car, you know, this government came on a matter of rescue. And now there's an information that we are receiving that the World Bank sent 30 million, you know, to buttress government efforts so that every citizen can have a free access to the citizen ID card. Today, the government of Jesse Imam Bwaka have consumed that, they are squandering that, then they are forcing the many citizens to get and a citizen ID card.
All right, thank you so much. To this caller, good evening.
So, Mabon, thank you. Well, this is the voice of Prince Kolake, and I'm from for District 5. So, waking up to the news that one of the Fatika brothers have been apprehended at Sobi is something that actually it beats my imagination. And I think it's where the wisdom of President Bwaka should play. You know, Fatika brothers and that of A.B. Kluman, those are key partisans of Unity Party. I can remember during the election, you could see them there campaigning for Unity Party and what a few. So if there was issue between them, and where the issue occurred from was during their appointment, their days in office, they did not manage it well. There was quorum between.
Maybe that'll be the last call, yeah, so I can take it.
Yes,
President Bwaka played that leadership role, called the both partisans together, try to harmonize it. But for it to go to that extent, I don't know what have been his intervention in settling the whole thing behind closed door. Because if you look at where the whole issue emanated from, it was for misunderstanding at the job site.
All right, thank you so much. Misunderstanding at the job site.
Yeah,
Mr.
so
Kane and
that'll
other
be the
brother Ali
last
will
one
back.
because, yeah,
Yes.
because we got to go now because we have
Yes, there's no
2
time.
minutes.
You are quite
Let's
correct.
take Prince here. Prince Double, you are live.
Thank you, Tebu. My own concern is on the issue of.
Can you talk a little louder?
Yeah, see, my issue here is with my concern is with the Fatty guys brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, I know the guy don't have 1 point some more million to give for AB for what they did to AB and the disrespect is shown the man. They need to pay for it. I mean, if AB can be talked to the guys who apologize for you open it on the social media that they did it with newspapers and radios, and then I mean, just apologize because I know AB trying to show these guys that you don't just go around and denigrate people who trust in you, especially AB taking these guys and carrying him to the president Hussein, to carry him to the president and say the man should be my deputy, and he lost that trust. So I mean, these guys cannot be trusted. They need to do AB need to make them to apologize. They continue to bother them until they can do the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So Ali, back to you. Want to say anything before we go? Because me, I don't have
Yes,
much to say.
yeah, let me just go quickly. Otto, one of the callers who just said of the Fadiga brother, AB Kroma, these people, they are Unity Party partisan, and President Baka is supposed to allow. When last you ever hear President Baka settle dispute between people? When last? The only record Joseph Baka get anywhere you go is to destabilize. He's not a man of peace. He doesn't know how to put people together. He doesn't know how to solve problems. He's not somebody that knows about conflict resolution. So go and check your record. If he has ever settled problem anywhere, then you can come on and say that. And other people who talk, he say, oh, any small thing where people want to talk, they want to talk about the previous administration, or today the justice system, people can go this and that, and that. The whole thing, when Joseph Baka became president, the first thing he did, he used a presidential power to get Gloria Mususta out of prison. That's the first thing he did. So now Joseph Baka is in power. He will do everything to make sure he deal with the justice system on the case. And as I always say, the country I'm in as much as Gregory Cuomo said that the Capitol building was protected by state security police. As far as I'm concerned, Mr. Kane, you people are the security expert. The security, the police at that building, they were to be the first people to be arrested for cautionary. And those good for nothing and criminals, the court has said lawmakers, every one of them, not just people from minority black, the both minority and majority black are going to be arrested. And the same time, the police, where were you people, the next day, people when they enter the Capitol building, cutting wires on ceiling? Those people that took the chairs on the building, y'all know them. When they call for cautionary, the country are in, this is how I can see an independent and transparent investigation being conducted. In as much those protocols was not followed, those steps were not followed, I see no free justice, I see anything to be free and fair into this whole trial. That's why I say the unity and about for the Tikopa and the other young international lawyer. When these steps were not followed, this is a political case, and they will do everything to drag you people and lie your or insult be the rest of your life. God bless America. God bless Liberia. Till we see you again tomorrow.
Thank you so much. So Mabel, for me, I want to say thank you to you and Ali and the entire crew for keeping the show running. Hopefully, I'll be with you tomorrow and other days to come. I try to fight to be here, at least squeeze some time out of my schedule to be on the show. If not for the full time, at least for some time. But I appreciate everything you guys do. We'll talk in the back.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kane. And let me say thanks to all of our followers, our viewers, those of you always commenting. That's good. That's one of the best things to do. Always comment so that at least your your voice, or better say your message that you will send out there, we're going to read it, and people are going to follow everything that you say and they see all of your ratings. And that's the best thing to do. Always contribute to all of these talkings, all of the talk shows, all of everything, follow everything, and don't have your own point. But again, to all of our people out there, please, you know, our leaders, quickly before we go home, make sure that when you promise your people, focus on the promises that you made during the campaign time. There's all of this thing about holding and pulling with volunteer Kofa and the rest of the other lawmakers. I think if the government is not careful, all of these things will eat out of your time. And don't forget, this is time. This is time. And you may not even know that before you open your eyes, the 6 years finish. And to go back, you got to stay strong. CDC, you see how former President Weah, the most powerful, or if I, the most popular man in Liberia. He saw that, right? So think about all of these things. Don't mind all of these Facebook posts, all of these things. People are going through a lot in various communities, in towns, in villages, and cities. Mr. President, welcome back home. I guess I understand that you're back home. Please focus on the timetable for the life of your people. And don't mind the politicians to derail you or to confuse you. Thank you so much, and good night to all of our people. We'll see it again. That will be on tomorrow by the grace of the Almighty God. The same time, the same station.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We searching for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The project is giving us here and the promise of them. The work of my life without fear.
I lyrical
Master.
Play body so make you I can't Sktv-Lib. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And you no money, and I yo. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Muscle rather lofa and grandbaza.
And I dine ya to money, and I sadia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I dine ya to money, and I sadia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget na ya to money. That's the TV, and I forget na. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Muscle rather lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Monserrat, Sando to Backwalu, from Maryland, Punk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.